Hello sunshines, this is part 2 of my fashions collection making off with SHEIN X. So the other day I was telling you about the beginning of the project, my inspiration and creative process for the project, but today I wanted to show you more about the actual making of each item. So after creating all 12 artworks as the basis for the collection's framework and ensuring that everything was up to standard for fabric printing, it was then time to go through the sample phase. And I think that's probably the longest and most tedious part of the process, since there's like a lot of back and forth involved. The first thing we had to do was to work on the sketchbook to mock up each potential item of the collection with its inspiration and material requirements. Then we went over each sketch and made some pre-adjustments on paper before sending everything to the factory for sampling. The samples then started being produced one by one and then sent for review so that we could make more adjustment on the fits, the colors, the patterns and layouts. And obviously lots of pieces didn't make the cut, so we could focus on the best ones. So yeah, this definitely took a couple of months to go through, but it's also, in my opinion, one of the most fun part of the process, since I got to learn more about what it takes to make a collection come to life and all of the technical requirements. And the feeling of seeing these items translate from paper to real life is a surreal experience and feeling. It's probably at that point where I started realizing like, oh, it's really happening. I really did that, didn't I? Like receiving the samples at the studio, seeing them all lined up on a rack and then on set made me feel like a kid in a toy store. It's probably one of the things that I'm most fascinated about with my work and my creative journey. I mean, this idea of like bridging the gap between digital and tangible. As a digital artist, I spend most of my time online. The internet is literally my gallery. It always has been, but I can't help and dream about the outside world and what it has to offer. And I want to allow myself the freedom to dream about it. I want to dream of seeing people's face light up when they can see my work, or to see them being empowered when wearing something I made. I just want to see how the art makes them feel. My first glimpse of that during the project was when we started filming the campaign in LA this summer with the whole team and models, and see how everyone was so excited about the clothes. The team at SHEIN X offered me the chance to film and direct at the iconic Popsicle Studio, which is literally one of the coolest places I've ever had the opportunity to work at. Like, look at that LED panel ceiling. I am obsessed. We literally shot everything there in one day, from the artist interview to the lookbook shots and the campaign videos. I was obviously running everywhere and trying to pretend that I was on top of my things, but let me tell you that deep down I was anxious with a capital A. But yeah, regardless, no time to dwell on that. We had a lot to get done, and once again I was so grateful to be surrounded by so many talented and resourceful people to help me bring my vision to life. I always tend to overthink and depreciate myself, but this felt like a really good win over myself for once, and it's not something that happens easily. But yeah, anyways, if you want to see more fun stuff coming about this collection, the clothes and the fit, stay tuned for part 3.